कर्मणि को नो अर्धतिष्णां विसृजेत् प्राणिभ्योऽपि य ईप्सित यं गृह्णाति अशुभिः प्रेष्ठैः तस्करसेवको वणि को नार्थतृष्णां विसृजेत् प्राणिभ्योऽपि य ईप्सित यं गृह्णाति अशुभिः प्रेष्ठैः तस्कर वा सेवको वणि. गृह्णन्ति अशुभिः. Okay. Ka, who, no, indeed, artha tishnam, a strong desire to acquire money, vishajit, can give up, pranebhya, then life, api, indeed, ya, which, ipshita, more desired, yam, which, pranati, tries to acquire, ashubhi, with his own life, preshthai, very dear, taskara, a thief, sevaka, a professional servant, manik, a merchant. Translation. Money is so dear that one conceives of money as being sweeter than honey. Therefore, who can give up the desire to accumulate money, especially in the household life? Thieves, professional servants, soldiers, and merchants try to acquire money even by risking their very dear lives. Purport by the Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivinoda Srila Prabhupada. How can how money can be dear than life is indicated in this verse. Thieves may enter a house, the house of a rich man, and to steal money at the risk of their lives. Because of trespassing, they may be killed by guns or attacked by watchdogs, but still they try to commit burglary. Why do they risk their lives only to get some money? Similarly, a professional soldier is recruited into the army and he accepts such service with the risk of dying on the battlefield only for the sake of money. In the same way, merchants go from one country to another on boats at the risk of their lives, or they dive into the water of the sea to collect pearls and valuable gems. Thus, it is practically proved and everyone will admit that money is sweeter than honey. One may risk everything to acquire money, and this is especially true of rich men who are too attached to household life. Formerly, of course, the members of higher castes, the Brahmanas, Kshatriyas, and Vaishyas, everyone but the Shudras, were trained in the Gurukula to adhere a life of renunciation and self control by practicing brahmacharya and mystic yoga. Then they were allowed to enter household life. There have consequently been many instances in which great kings and emperors have given up household life although they were extremely opulent, and where the masters of kingdoms they could give up all their possessions because they were trained early as brahmacharis. Prahlad Maharaj's advice is therefore very appropriate. Kaumara acharet pragyo dharman bhagvatani ha dullabham manusham janma tadapi adrum arthadam. One who is sufficiently intelligent should use the human form of body from the very beginning of life. In other words, from the tender age of childhood to practice the activities of devotional service, giving up all other engagements. The human body is most rarely achieved, and although temporary like other bodies, it is meaningful because in human life one can perform devotional service. Even a slight amount of sincere devotional service can give one perfect, complete perfection. Human society should take advantage of this instruction. ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुරු श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवांश श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सनललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितां च हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्त राधा कान्त नमस्तुते तप्त काञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. So today we'll discuss about money. So in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says four kinds of people surrender to him. चतुर्विद्या भजन्ते माम जन सुकृतो अर्जुन अर्थ जिज्ञासु अर्थार्थी ज्ञानी च भरतस्वा. So the distress, the desire of the wealth, the inquisitor, and the who is searching for knowledge. This is four people. So out of this, one who desires wealth, if he has some pious background, he also surrenders to the Lord. And then in Bhagavad Gita chapter 16, Krishna says how demonic person mentality is there towards wealth. And what they do, they say they just believe in gratifying the senses, and till the end of their life, their anxiety is immeasurable, and they are bound by hundreds and thousands of desires, and absorbed in lust and anger, and they secure money by illegal means for sense gratification. And what is their thinking? They think that so much wealth do I have today, and I will get more according to my schemes. So much is mine now, and it will increase in the future more and more. He is my enemy, and I have killed him, and my other enemies will also be killed. I am the lord of everything. I am the enjoyer. I am perfect, powerful, and happy. I am the richest man, surrounded by aristocratic relatives. There is none so powerful and happy as I am. I shall perform sacrifice. I shall give some charity, and thus I shall rejoice. In this way, such persons are deluded by ignorance. So, what happens to such person who have such mentality? Thus, perplexed by various anxieties and bound by network of illusions, they become too strongly attached to sense enjoyment and then fall down to hell. So, if one is more attached to money, one will go to hell if one acquires it illegally. And Bhagavatam also says whom we should worship to enjoy money. So in Canto 2, chapter 3, verse 2 it says, one who desires good fortune should worship Durga Devi, the supreme of the material world. And one who desires a good bank balance should worship the demigod Varuna. And what happens if one constantly thinks about money, money, money? For human society, who constantly thinks of how to earn money and apply it for sense, brings about a destruction of everyone's interest. When one becomes devoid of knowledge and devotional service, he enters into species of life like those of trees and stones. So one who is constantly thinking about it, and does not think about his self interest will have next life like those of stones and trees. Also, um, Bhagavatam, 7th canto, uh, chapter 11, verse number 23, speaks about the symptoms of a Vaishya. What are his symptoms? So he says, Deva Guru Achute Bhaktis, Trivargya Pariposhanam, Astikyam Udyamo Nityam, Naipunyam Vaishalakshanam. So being always rewarded to demigods, spiritual master and the supreme lord, Vishnu, endeavoring for advancement in religious principles, economic development, sense vision, dharma, artha, kama, believing the words of spiritual master and scriptures, and always endeavoring with expertise in earning money. These are the symptoms of Vaishya. So the work of Vaishya is to earn money. So this is what has happened. And how can one give up desire for accumulating money? So this is given in chapter 15 of 7th canto, verse number 22. By making plans with determination, one should give up lust, desire for sanctification. Similarly, by giving up envy, one should conquer anger. And by discussing the advantage of accumulating wealth, one should give up greed. So, by discussing the advantages of accumulating money, that one should give up things. Like this, there are so many quotes, and we'll especially see one story from Bhagavatam and one story from Chaitanya Charitamrita about how money is, how it gives miseries, and how there are different aspects of money which we'll see in this chapter. So, in Canto 11, chapter 22, Uddhav said, O best of speakers, please explain to me how I may properly understand that the condition of one's personality in material life is very strong, and therefore it is very difficult even for learned men to tolerate the offenses committed against them by ignorant people. Only your devotees who are fixed in your loving service and who have achieved peace by desiring at your lotus feet are able to tolerate such offenses. So this is what the question is asked by Uddhavji in chapter 22 of Canto 11 in last two verses. And then Sukdev Goswami says that Krishna, hearing this question, he acknowledges the fitness of his statement, and the Lord then starts to answer. And the Lord says, O disciple of Brihaspati, there is virtually no saintly man in this world capable of resettling his own mind after being it is disturbed by the insulting words of the uncivilized man. And he says, the sharp arrows which pierce one's chest and reach the heart do not cause much pain, suffering, as the arrows of harsh, insulting words that become lodged within the heart when spoken by uncivilized man. And then he says, in this regard, I will tell a most pious story, and I shall describe to it. Please listen with careful attention. So he says, there was a certain sannyasi who was insulted by many impious men. However, with determination, he remembered that he was suffering the fruit of his own previous karma, and now will narrate his story. So there's a country named Avantika, and there was a Brahman who was very rich, and he was related with all the opulences, and he engaged occupation of commerce. But he was lusty, greedy, and very prone to anger, and he was very miser. So no, he was not performing religion, or he would not even provide sense to his body. We know once in Mumbai, one rich man was walking and he just fell down. And then some people came, he went to, took him doctor, and doctor checked and told, he's such a rich person, he has so much money, but he cannot purchase one pada pav and eat. He's not living in some graduation, he's putting all the money in his pocket, but he's not earning even on himself. And therefore he fall down because he didn't eat anything, he didn't drink anything for the whole day. So he was such a miser that he would not allow even some sanctity for your own body, let others to do. And therefore, what happened is His sons, in-laws, wife, daughters, and servants began to feel inimical toward him, and they would never treat you in affection because they were very disgusted. And because of this, what happened? The presiding judges of the family sacrifice became angry, and because he did not do any religious activities also, and therefore he did not will deprived of all his and sense enjoyment. And then because of the dignity of demigods, his stock of piety was degraded, and he lost all his wealth. And some of his wealth uh, was taken by relatives, some by thieves, some by whims of provisions, like excessive rains. Like the 2 days, some days back, there was cloud burst, so all the rain fell at one place. So some by provisions, some by effects of time. Because of time, some went. Some by ordinary men, and some by government authorities. So all his money was lost. And then finally, when his all property was lost, he began to feel unbearable anxiety. And then he felt pain and lamentation, his throat choked with tears. And he meditated a long time, and then a powerful feeling of realization came over him. And then he thought, what great misfortune! I have simply tormented myself uselessly, struggling for hard money that was not intended for religious or material enjoyment. So he never did any religious activities also, and never any material enjoyment. So both ways he said that I did nothing. And then he says that the wealth of a miser never allows him any happiness. In this life, it causes self torment, and when he dies, it sends him to hell. So if somebody keeps wealth to himself, then what happens is always anxious that somebody will take away my wealth, and therefore this life also is miserable, and next life also he goes to hell. So actually, people say wealth gives happiness, but actually, wealth does not give any happiness. Whatever pure fame is possessed by the famous, and whatever praiseworthy qualities are found, the virtues are destroyed. Even a small amount of greed, just as one's attractive physical beauty is ruined by a trace of white leprosy. So we see if somebody is very beautiful, but he has some white mark of leprosy, his beauty is ruined. Similarly, one clothes they are very bright, but if there is some dirt here and there, then it looks very dirty. So like this, uh, he says, अर्थस्य साधने सिद्धे उत्कर्षे रक्षणे व्यये नाशोपभोग आयास तिष्ठशासश्चिंता भ्रमो नृणाम. So in earning, attainment, so when one earns, so one goes to the work for earning. Then after earning, one attains, he gets in account. Then to increase his account. So he puts FD, he puts in mutual fund, like then protection. So after putting, then he has to protect the wealth. Then expense, when he has to expend for some things. Then loss, then there's some loss here and there of the wealth, like not maintaining proper bank balance. He has to put on doing some wrong turn. Nowadays, digital fraud happens, so there's some loss. And then enjoyment of wealth, then some enjoyment he does. So in all these things, earning, attainment of wealth, increase, protection, expense, loss, and enjoyment of wealth, all men experience great labor, fear, anxiety, and delusion. So there is great labor for earning. Then there is a fear, oh, I should not be bereft of wealth. And there is always anxiety. Somebody will take away my wealth, somebody will do this. And therefore, people who are wealthy cannot even sleep at night. And there is always delusion. So these are the symptoms what happens with helps. And then there are other things which help, which comes. So theft, violence, speaking lies, duplicity, lust, anger, perplexity, pride, quarreling, enmity, faithlessness, envy, and the dangers caused by women, gambling, and intoxication. are the 15 undesirable qualities that contaminate men because of greed for the wealth. Although these qualities are undesirable, men falsely ascribe value to them. One desiring to achieve the real benefit of life should therefore remain aloof from undesirable material wealth. So all these things come because of desire for wealth. One speak lies, one does violence, then also one does thievery. So most of people are not big thieves, but they are small thieves. In the office, they will steal some paper here and there, some pen, pencil here and there for some money, for some small thieves. So this is always there. Some are big thieves. They will just a few days back, somebody told that one manager of the bank looted money from the accounts of the bank by forging something. I don't know how did they do, but they did it, and they were caught. So theft is very common. One doesn't even know when the money is lost. Like we know some children, they take 5 or 10 rupees from the pocket of the father, and they never even know also that the money is lost every day. Every day some money is gone. They even don't come to know. Then speaking lies, one has to speak lies to protect. If you ask to a merchant how much you are earning, I am not taking any money from you. I am not earning also. I am putting in a loss. But everybody knows if he is not earning, then how he is making 2, 3 shops and after. Always you speak lies. Then duplicity. Always say duplicitous behavior. Then lust, anger will always come. Even somebody asks money, you'll be angry. Why you want money? For what? Then pride, quarrel. So the most court cases in the world are due to property. Highest number of cases are due to property because of wealth. And next comes the divorce cases. So majority cases are because of wealth. Because of wealth, so many people kill each other. They do so many things. And because of this wealth, what happens is undesirable gambling comes because people have a lot of money by illegal means, so they gamble. Then intoxication, then different things come. So all these are undesirable and it all comes because of wealth, undesirable wealth. So when the wealth is not achieved by proper means, it will degrade the person. Like we see so many government officers, they ask for bribe for small works. Like recently, one person was telling me, let's say some rule that if the person cannot work for 1 month, he will get some money from the government because of some disease or something. So he went to the officer and his claim amount was 25,000. So he submitted all the documents and he went after 1 month and the claim was not processed. So the officer told that some documents are less. And the person, I have given all the documents, what document less? Then one person took him inside the cabin. He told him, put your mobile outside and please come inside. And after going inside, he told the officer above will not sign the papers till you give him 15,000 in cash. The person told, my claim is 25,000. If you are taking 15,000, what will be remain by hand? And that also you want in advance. If I don't get my claim, what will happen? So let's forget all the thing. You put your money. So like this, if the money comes with from illegal way, the children of these people, they spend in illegal ways, and then there's gambling, intoxication, all things happen. They die on all things. So these are individual. And then even a man's brothers, wife, parents, and fight united within love will immediately broke off their relationship and become enemies over a single coin. Vidyante bhrataro dara pitra surasata eka signa kankin nina sadhya sarve araya krita. So whatever good relation which we have, if the wealth is not properly uh, utilized or maintained or allocated, then there will be a war. And the brothers who are staying together will become enemies. And we have seen big industries, big wealthy person, they also have this enemy. They have crores and crores or even like thousands and thousands of crores. Still for some rupees they fight here and there and the relationship broke away. So this is the what happens with this. And then for even a small amount of money, These relatives and friends become very agitated and their anger is inflamed. Acting as rivals, they quickly give up all sentiments of goodwill and will reject one at one's moment's notice, even to the point of committing murder. तो volume बढ़ा सकते हैं? So, for a small amount of money, also what happens? The relatives and friends become agitated and act like rivals, and they kill each other. Like recently, we saw one case. Radha Madhav was telling one case. Came one person in one of the program confessed that he had so much wealth, but he was not getting married. Then one of the couple came to know this, and what did they do? They got the girl married, and on the day they killed him, took all so much money and everything. So for some money, we see nowadays they kill the person, and we see so many times that recently one more case came of dowry. That one Mataji from Tamil Nadu, she had given some 70 lakh money and gold and everything, but still she was killed. So these are the common cases which happen nowadays. Always for money, people marry, and there are so many laws now. Some Matajis get married, and after some time they file a divorce case, and then they accept huge sum of money from Prabhuji or something. Or similarly, the Prabhuji take a dowry and all. So this is what is happening every day. And therefore, this should not be done. Those who obtain human life, which is prayed for even by demigods, and the human form becomes situated as first class Brahmanas, are extremely fortunate. If they disregard this important opportunity, they are certainly killer of their own self-interest and thus achieve a most unfortunate end. So therefore, Ladva Janmantare Prarthyam Manusyam Tad Dijagratayanam Tad Anadritya Ye Swartam Karanti Yanti Ashubha Matvatim. So my human law form is very rare, and having achieved this, one should not disregard this opportunity and kill one's self-interest. Oh, oh. What mortal man having achieved this human life, which is very gateway to both human liberation, would willingly become attached to the award of worthlessness material property? So Bhagavatam is asking us that after getting this wealth, if one does not take to bhakti, the wealth of human life will be spoiled. So for some wealth, material wealth, the wealth of human life is spent. So is this a good proposition? Is this what Bhagavatam is asking? So this is from Bhagavatam. Similarly, we hear from Chaitanya Chaitamrita the story of Gopinath Patnaik. Gopinath Patnaik was a son of Bhavanand Rai, and once he was engaged in going to summit and he did some misappropriation of funds. Let us see what he did. So Jaya Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Dayamaya Jaya Jaya Nityananda Karuna Hridaya. All glories to Shri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the most merciful incarnation. All glories to Lord Nityananda, whose heart is always compassionate. Jaya Advaita Acharya Jaya Jaya Dayamaya Jaya Gaura Bhakta Gana Sabara Samaya. All glories to Advaita Acharya, who is very merciful. All glories to devotees of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is overwhelmed by ascending bliss. Yei mate Mahaprabhu Bhakta Gana Sange Nilachala Vashe Karena Krishna Prema Range. Thus, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu lived at Nilachal Jagannath Puri, which his personal devotees always merged in ecstatic love for Krishna. Antare bahire Krishna vihara taranga nana bhave vyakule prabhura mana aranga. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu always felt waves of separation from Krishna, externally and internally. His mind and body were agitated by various spiritual transformations. Dina Nitya Kirtana Jagannatha Darshana Ratre Raya Swarupa Sane Rasa Aswadana. So during the day, he chanted, danced, and saw Lord Jagannath. in the temple. At night, he tasted the transcendental bliss in the company of Raman Rai and Sarup Damodar. त्रिजगतर लोकासी करे न दर्शाना यही देख से पाए कृष्ण प्रेम धाना. People from the three worlds used to come visit Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Anyone who saw him received the transcendental treasure of love of Krishna. So such is the atmosphere, such is the bliss which is received by seeing Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. The inhabitants of seven highly planets, including the demigods, मनुष्यरावेश देव गंधर्व किन्नार सप्तपात लेरायत दैत्य विषधारा. All inhabitants of seven planets, including the demons and serpent divinities, all visited Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in the dress of human beings. सप्तदीपे नवखंडे वैशयत जाना नाना वेश आशी करे प्रभुरादर्शानम. Dressed in different ways, people from the seven islands and nine khandas visited Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. प्रहलाद बलि व्यास सुख आदि मुनि गाना आसी प्रभु देखी प्रेमे हय अचेताना. प्रहलाद Maharaj, Bali Maharaj, Vyasadev, Sukhdev Goswami and other great sages came to visit Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And upon seeing him, they became unconscious in ecstatic love for Krishna. So everybody was coming to see Krishna and they became unconscious. So such is the place and such is the pastime of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. बाहिरे पुकार लोक दर्शन न पाया कृष्ण कहे बले ना प्रभु बाहिरे आसिया. Being unable to see Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the populace outside his room would make a tumultuous sound. Thus Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would go outside and tell them, chant Hare Krishna. प्रभुरा दर्शन सब लोका प्रेम भासे यही मत आया प्रभुरा रात्रि दिवसे. All kind of people would come to see the Lord, and upon seeing him, they would be overwhelmed with ecstatic love for Krishna. In this way, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu passed his days and nights. So, the beautiful pastime was going on. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is dancing day and night, chanting Hare Krishna mantra and doing so many things. People are coming, taking darshan, and they are also being acid. And then twist happens. एक दिन लोकासी प्रभुरे निवेदिला गोपीनाथ बाड़ा गाजाना चांगे चढ़ाईला. One day, people suddenly came to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and informed him, Gopinath Patnaik, the son of Bhavanand Rai, has been condemned to death by the Bada Jana, the eldest son of the king, and has been raised on the Changa. So, Gopinath Pandai, Changa means what happens is they are put up and there are some swords came or some bhala kept, and from up they are put down. So from the down, from the parts down, the some sword or some very fierce will go inside and the person will be killed. So this is the punishment, capital punishment given to the persons. So in this way he will die. तले खड़गे पाटी तारे ऊपर धरी बा प्रभु रक्षा करे ना ये बे तबे निस्तारी बा. The Badajana had placed the swords beneath the platform, they said, and they will throw Gopinath upon them. Oh Lord, only if you protect him, he will save. So the Badajana means the son of the king, the eldest son of the king, had done this, and the devotees are praying that Gopinath will be killed. Please protect him. सोमशे तुम्हारा सेवक भवानंद राय तारा पुत्र तुम्हारा सेवक राखीते युयाय. Bhavanand Rai and the entire family are servants. Therefore, it is quite befitting for you to save the son of Bhavanand Rai. So in Kali Yuga, we'll never find perfect grahasthas, brahmacharis or sannyasis. Even these are the Bhavanand Rai and entire other eternal servants. Still, they had some issues. and they did something wrong. So we'll not get perfection anywhere in any of the ashramas, in any of the places. So whatever we have, we need to adjust in them only. So Bhavana and Atal sons, therefore the kite to be save the sun. प्रभु कहे राजा के ने कराय ताड़ना तबे से लोका कहे सब विवरान. Sridhar Mahaprabhu inquired why the king is chastising. Thereupon the people describe the incident. गोपीनाथ पटनायक रामानंद भाई सर्व काले ताहरा राज विषय. They said Gopinath Patnaik, the brother of Raman Rai, has always been a treasurer for the government. So treasurer is like a accountant or a who keeps the money and gives the give it to when it is required. He served in the place known as Mala Jat Dandapatra, sorting and collecting money there and depositing the government treasury. So he's like a cashier, collects the money and gives to the government. 2 लक्ष कहाना तारा थानी बाकी हैला 2 लक्ष कहाना कौड़ी राजा ते मांगीला. Once when he deposited the collection, however, a balance of 2 lakh kahanas or conch shells was due from him. Therefore, the king demanded this sum. So he deposited some money to the king, but the balance of 2 lakh kahanas was remaining. तेहा काय स्थूला द्रव्य नाही ये गणी दिबा क्रमे क्रमे वेची किनी द्रव्य भरीबा. Gopinath Patnaik replied, there is no money I can immediately give you in cash. Please give me some time. Gradually I should purchase and sell my gross Raja Dwara Dari. So there are 10 or 12 good horses. Take them immediately for proper price. After saying this, he brought all the horses to the king. So he had some horses he brought to the king. एक राजा पुत्र गोरारा मूल्य भाला जाने ताहा पठाइला राजा पात्रे मित्र साने. So one of the princes knew the estimate price of horses very well, and the king sent him to come with his mission friends. Sei Raja Putra Mulya Kare Ghata Hana Gopinatara Krodha Haila Mulya Sunire. The prince, however, purposefully gave a reduced estimate for the value of the horses. When the Gopinath Patnaik heard this price quoted, he was very angry. So what did the prince do? He knew the price and he quoted a very less price. Like the price maybe 10,000, he said it's only for 2,000. So purposefully he reduced the price so much that Gopinath Patnaik was very angry. Sei Raja Putrera Swabhava Griva Priya Urdhva Mukhe Bara Bhara Iti Ujadhaya. So the princess personal decency of turning his neck and facing the sky, looking at it again. So the prince had certain idiocracy like this. So he will always turn his neck upside down and look at the sky again and again. So this was what he was doing. Everybody has some, like somebody will touch his head again and again here. Somebody will do like this. So somebody has some idiocy here and there, which people do. तारा निंदा करी कहे सवग वचना राजा कृपा करे ताता भय नहीं माने. So Gopinath Patnaik criticized the prince. He was unafraid of the prince because the king was very kind to him. So Gopinath Patnaik criticized the king. And he was unafraid because he knew the king was very kind towards him. Amara Goda Grivana Piraye Udva Nahi Chaya Tata Godara Mulya Gati Karite Na Yuyaya. Gopinath Patnaik said, my horses never turn their necks or look upward. Therefore, the price for them should not be reduced. So he said, my horses does not do what you do, like turn your neck and go upward. So please give them proper price. So indirectly he insulted the son of the king. सुनी राजा पुत्र मन क्रोध उपजीला राजा रताई आई बहुला गणी करीला. Hearing this criticism, the prince became very angry. Going before the king, he made some false allegations against Gopinath Patnaik. The prince was angry. He told something wrong about the Gopinath Patnaik to king. कौड़ी नाही दिबे यही बेनाय चटमा करी आया दे आयदी चांगा चढ़ाया लया कौड़ी. This Gopinath Patnaik, he said, is unwilling to pay the amount money due. Instead, is squandering it under some pretext. If you issue an order, I can put him on the changa and thus realize the money. So the king's son said that Gopinath Patnaik does not want to pay money and he is squandering the money. So I will put him in changa and realize the money. Raja bale yei bala sei karya kaya se upaya ye upaya kaudi pai kare se upaya. King replied, you can adopt whatever means you think best, any device by which you can somehow or other realize money is all right. So king said, whatever you want to do, you do, sir, realize some money. Nowadays, even the banks do. They have some bully person and they go to a house and get some money. So this is what should be done. राजा पुत्र सीता रे चांगे चढ़ाईला खड़गे ऊपर फैलाईता ताले खड़ग पाटीला. Thus the prince went back, raised Gopinath Patnaik to another platform Changa and spread swords below him upon which to throw him. So he raised Gopinath Patnaik on a platform or a Changa and below there were some swords kept so that when he falls, he is killed. सुनी प्रभु कहे किछु करी प्रणय रोष राजा कौड़ी दीते नारे राजा रखी बेदोष. After hearing this explanation, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu replied with affectionate anger, Gopinath Patnaik does not want to pay to the king the money that is due. The Lord said, how can he is the king at fault in punishing him? So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says that there is no problem with the king. Problem is with Gopinath Patnaik. So even if we are devotees, we cannot do mishandling of money. We cannot do something wrong. If we do something wrong, we will be punished. So this is what is said. राजा विलात सादी खाए नहीं राजा भया दारी नाटो यो यारो दिया करे नाना व्यया. Gopinath Patnaik is in charge of collecting money on behalf of the government, but he misappropriates it. Not fearing the king, he squanders it to see the dancing girls. So this is what Gopinath Patnaik is doing. He is seeing some dance and spending some money. यही चतुरा से कुरुक राजा विषया राजा दव्य शोधी पाया तारा करुक व्याया. If one is intelligent, let him perform service to the government, and after paying the government, he can spend whatever money is left. So if one is buddhiman, what he should do? He should first give the money to money, and whatever is left, one should spend the money. One should not spread the legs beyond one chadar. This is what he said. जितनी चादर हो उतना ही पैर फैलाना चाहिए. And therefore, nowadays, when people are taking loans and all, so one should never take loans. Never. एना काले यार लोकायल धैया वाणीनाथ samosvedaya gela bandiya. At that another time, another person came in great haste, bringing the news that Vaninath Rai and his entire plan has been arrested. प्रभु कहे राजा अपने लेकर दव्य बा आमी विरक्त सन्यासी ताहा की करीबा. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, the king must personally realize the money it's due. I am but a sannyasi, a member of renounced order. What can I do? तबे स्वरूपादियत प्रभु भक्त गाना प्रभु रचरण सब करिल निवेदानाम. All the devotees headed by Swarup Damodar fell at his foot of Chaitanya and thus submitted the following plea. They said that all the Ramayana and Mahabharata eternal servants and they are in end danger. Please do something. And then Mahaprabhu said that you do not tell me anything, otherwise I will go to Alarnath. What do you think? That should I give the 2 lakh canas? What is the thing I have to do? And then another person came that Gopinath is already being thrown to point of the swords. So hearing this news, the leader, the devotees again will, and Lord said, I am a beggar. It's impossible for me to do anything. And therefore, if you want to save him, you should all pray to the lotus feet of Jagannath. The Lord said, if you want to save, please pray to lotus feet of Jagannath. ईश्वर जगन्नाथ यारा हाते सर्व आर्थ कर्तुम कर्तुम अन्यथा करिता समर्थ. The Lord Jagannath, Supreme Personality, all therefore he is able to act freely and he can do whatever he likes. So whatever he likes, he can do. When Chaitanya replied, an officer named Harijan Patra went to the king and spoke. गोपीनाथ पटनायक सेवक तुम्हारा सेवक प्राण दंड नाही व्यवहारा. He said, Gopinath Patnaik is your servant. Why you want to kill him? And if you kill him, what profit you will get? The government will lose because you will not get the money because you need the money. यथार्थ मूल्य घोड़ा लैबा येबा बाकी हया क्रमे क्रमे दीब व्यर्थ प्राण के न लया. So he's telling that take the horse at proper price and gradually you will repay the weapons. Why you are killing him unnecessarily? राजा कहे यही बात आमी नहीं जानी प्राण के यहाँ लैबा तारा दव्य चाहिए आमी. So king replied, I don't know anything. I don't want his life. I just need my money. तुम्हें यही कराता सर्व समाधान द्रव्य छे आसियार रहे तार प्राण. So go there and adjust everything. I only want my money, payment, not his life. तबे हरिश्चंद्र जनेरा कैला चांगे हैता गोपीनाथ शीघ्र नामाइला. So he went there and told the king that immediately take Gopinath Patnaik away from Changa. And then he told that pay the Gopinath Patnaik take the horses and pay a proper price. क्रमे क्रमे दिबुवार यत किछु पारी अविचारे प्राण लय एक बारी. So I shall give you the price. Why you want to take my price? With my life. So please, what can I say? यथार्थ मूल्य करी तबे सब घोड़ा लईला आनदव्य मुद्दती करी घरे पाठाईला. Then the government took all the horses for a proper price and the time was set for payment of the balance. And the Gopinath Patnaik was released. So Gopinath Patnaik was released of the implication. एता प्रभु से मनुष्य रा प्रश्न कैला वाणीनाथ की करे यब बांधायानीला. And now the most important question comes which Chaitanya Babu asked. So Chaitanya Babu inquired from the messenger, what was Vaninath doing when he was arrested and brought there? सेकाए वाणी तात निर्भय लय कृष्ण नाम हरे कृष्ण कहे अविश्राम. The messenger replied, he was fearlessly, innocently chanting the Maha Mantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. संख्या लागी दुई हते अंगुले लेखा सहस्रादि पूर्ण हैला अंगे काटे रेखा. He counted the chants on the fingers on both hands, and after he had finished chanting 1,000 times, he would make a mark on his marry. सुनी माँ प्रभु ऐला परम आनंद के बुझिता पारे गौरेला कृपा चंद्र भांड. Hearing the news, Lord was very pleased. Who can understand the mercy upon his devotees? So when we chant the holy name of the Lord is very pleased and he gives his mercy. Krishna varnam tisha krishnam sangopangasya pashadam yajna sanketana praye yajanta isumedasha. In the age of Kali, intelligent persons perform congregational chanting to worship the incarnation of Godhead, who constantly sings the name of Krishna. Although his complexion is not blackish, he is Krishna himself. is accompanied by associates, servants, weapons, and confidential companions. Thus, one should chant innocently and be happy. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So thank you very much. If anybody then comments, feedback, question we can take. Otherwise, we'll end here. To end before time is always good. Hare Krishna.
Can you summarize? Can you summarize?
So we just saw uh, different aspects of wealth. We saw from Bhagavad Gita two type of person. One who surrenders to Krishna because of required wealth, and another who does not surrender to Krishna, and one is demonic person. Then we also saw the qualities of Vaishya, that he's on there. Then we saw from Bhagavatam one story of Avantika Brahmana and different aspects of wealth, how one acquires wealth, how one is disturbed by having so much wealth. And then we also saw one chapter from Chaitanya Charitamrita about how a wealth is squandered even by devotee, what happens to him. And lastly, we saw because he was chanting Hare Krishna mantra, he was saved. So, in short, this is the whole summary of the whole what we discussed.